My dear students, we continue with chapter 5 of Science Part 1. We studied the chapter, half the chapter last time. We studied about, if you remember, we first learned what is the difference between heat and temperature. We saw the various modes of transfer of heat. We saw like conduction, convection, and radiation. Then we came to the main concepts of the chapter. We learned about latent heat. We also learned about regulation, uh, and then we learned about the anomalous behavior of water, and also we learned about the effects of the anomalous behavior of water, which we see in the nature around us in our daily life. And today we continue, we move ahead with this chapter. So I hope you all are ready for it. So let's begin. Let's continue learning this chapter. We come to the concept of dew point and absolute humidity. The atmosphere contains water vapor due to the evaporation of water from the water bodies which are present on the surface of the earth. Okay, so you know water keeps on evaporating continuously from the surface of the earth, from the water bodies, or maybe when you put clothes for drying, the water will keep evaporating. Okay, the water is, that's how our clothes become dry. So water keeps evaporating, especially from water bodies. Our clothes don't have a, they don't contain that much water, but water keeps evaporating from the surface of the earth. And this amount of moisture or water vapor which is present in the air is called humidity. It is called as humidity. Now, for a given volume of air at a specific temperature, it can carry only a certain or a limited amount of water vapor. Okay, so given volume of air, let's say 1 kilogram of air at a particular temperature, let's say 20 degrees Celsius, it can carry only a fixed amount of water vapor. Okay, so depending on the mass of water, mass of air, sorry, and the temperature of that air, it can carry only a certain amount of water vapor. Okay, now if the amount of water vapor exceeds this limit, then the excess water vapor, the extra water vapor, converts into water droplets. In other words, from gaseous state, it it gets converted into the liquid state. Now, when the air contains maximum possible water vapor, it is said to be saturated with water vapor at that temperature. So let's say a particular air, let's say at a particular temperature, a particular amount of air at a particular temperature can carry say 20 kilo of water vapor. And let's say it is actually carrying also 20 kilo water vapor. That means he is saturated, he is filled, but he cannot carry more. उसका कैपेसिटी कितना था 20 किलो कैरी करना. So 1 kilo of air, I'm just okay, so 1 kilo of air, let's say 20 degrees Celsius, can carry say 25 kilos of water vapor. 1 kilogram of air at 20 degrees Celsius, let's say can carry how many 25 25 grams of water vapor. And let's say now what will happen, and let's say it can carry 25, and it is also actually carrying 25. That means he is saturated, he cannot carry any more water vapor. His capacity was 25 and he is carrying 25. I hope this is clear. But if the air contains water vapor less than the what, less than the maximum limit, then the air is said to be unsaturated. Then the air is said to be unsaturated. I hope this is clear. So if he is carrying less then he is unsaturated. Let's say he can carry 25, as I said, 25 grams, but actually he is carrying 20 grams. That means he is not saturated, he is unsaturated. We can still carry 5 grams more, right? The temperature at which air becomes saturated with water vapor is called the dew point. So that temperature at which the air is filled or completely full of water with water vapor is called the dew point. That means at the dew point the air is completely saturated, but he cannot carry any more water vapor. उसका पेट भर गया है, is full, is filled. इससे ज़्यादा वो नहीं खा सकता है. Okay, let's say you can eat 10 kilos of 1 kilo rice. No, you are saturated. You can eat only 1 kilo. And you have already eaten 1 kilo. You cannot eat more. If I put 500 grams more of rice in your stomach, will you be able to eat it? No, because your capacity is only 1 kilo. You cannot eat more than 1 kilo of rice. I am just saying, just for example. The amount of water vapor needed to saturate the air, very important, depends on the temperature of the air. Okay. So how much water vapor will be needed to saturate the air? It depends on the temperature of the air. If the temperature is low, it will need less water vapor to saturate the air. So let's say it's a very low temperature. It's a very cold, cold during the cold season. The air becomes saturated with even less water vapor. For example, if the temperature of air is 40 degrees Celsius, it can contain 49 grams of water vapor per kilogram of dry air without condensation. Okay, so at 40 degrees Celsius, 1 kilogram of dry air can carry 49 grams. This is scientifically proved. If the amount of water vapor exceeds this limit, then the extra water vapor will condense into water droplets. Okay, so the extra water vapor will change from gaseous to liquid state. It will become into water droplets. So anything more than 49 grams for 1 kilogram of dry air at 40 degrees Celsius. Let's say if he has to carry 50 grams, the remaining extra 1 gram will change into water droplets. But if the air temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, half of it, from 40 it comes to half, 20, what happens to the capacity? Then it can contain only 14.7 grams of water vapor per kilogram of dry air without condensation. Okay. So if the air temperature is 20, then he can carry only 14.7 grams. So imagine the temperature of 40 has become 20, half. But what about the capacity of the water vapor? How much grams can it carry? 49 का half है क्या? नहीं, 49 का ग्राम तो 49 का तो half 24.5 है. But here it is 14.7. That means it is less than half. Much less than half. Is it clear? So you can imagine how much difference the temperature makes. At 40 degree he was carrying 49 grams. At 20 degree, instead of carrying half of it, half of 49 is 24.5. He is carrying only 14.7 grams. So what a difference! What a difference! Now the mass of water vapor present in a unit volume of air, okay, in a particular volume of air or a certain volume of air is called absolute humidity, and it is measured in kilograms per meter cube. Okay. What else is measured in kilograms per meter cube? If you remember, yeah, density. Yes. Okay. Next one, the ratio of the mass of the water vapor in a given volume of air at a given temperature to the mass of water vapor required to saturate the same volume of air at the same temperature, okay, is called relative humidity. See, the words are at the same temperature. Temperature is very important. It's called relative humidity. Now, the relative humidity at the dew point is 100%. At the dew point, the relative humidity is 100%. If the relative humidity is more than 60%, we feel that the air is humid. Okay, you can see the air is quite humid. That you will sweat a lot that day. You will sweat a lot. If the relative humidity is less than 60%, we feel that the air is dry. If you remember during cricket matches and all, they take into consideration the humidity and all, no? Because if the air is very humid, the ball, no, you'll sweat a lot. And what will happen if you sweat a lot? You will not be able to grip the ball, and so spinners have a lot of problems spinning the ball when the air is very humid. Air is very humid. Okay, so even cricket matches, we feel that humidity and all is not it's not a big deal. Okay, it doesn't make a difference, but of course it makes a difference. Even the cricketers, they have to consider the humidity and all, and and accordingly they have to make their strategy to win. Okay,